I'm looking at a target, and God is looking at the target on earth, but the target keeps moving. But God is looking to send its light to the target. And the target is the low vibrational energies that run amok here on earth. They're trying to run away or hide or move too fast that God won't be able to neutralize them. But guess what? They can't hide for long. We are going to be talking about how far along have we come into the 5D here on Earth. I know everybody talks about going from the 3D into the 5D. Of course, there's the 4D in between. And how far along have we come? So I know that there is the grid around the Earth, and then of course there's the Earth's vibrational frequency herself, and then of course there's each of our frequency. Some days are a good day. Other days are not. So I think some days I'm in a 3D. And then of course, if you can hold that higher vibrational frequency and hold the line for as long as you possibly can, you're more moving into the 5D. And of course, energy that is here, that is now building us into the 5D, that is here. The grid, 5D. The earth, she says, doing good. She's saying that she's doing better than she once was, which I agree. If I were to tune into her frequency before 2020, before COVID, not as good as now, which you would be like, really? So it just gave her enough of a break. So what would you say as far as your frequency moving? She says most. If you guys have heard me talk about the earth before, when I first started channeling her, I said, if we were to do a, from what age point to what, are you in your teen years, your midlife, or your crone years? And she said, I'm 15 years old. If we were to say an age. And I said, oh, that makes sense, because she's a bit feisty sometimes. So she's saying, most days she's in the 5D. Some days she's doing a lot of clearing here on Earth. But make no mistake, we are cleaning up the planet for each of you. And she says, and for me, and for myself. So as you well know, I've channeled this so many times during so many readings. The Earth has been sending out an SOS call for help for us to bring our light here. So that just you showing up on the planet with your soul and your light, every time you're laughing, every time you're having fun, every time you have a positive thought, that also helps too. But your light coming here is helping her lift in frequency. So by you being here, you're essentially saving this planet. Isn't that just the coolest thought? So she's so happy that we're all here. She says, most of you. So most of us, she's happy that we're here. Some of us, I think, have been infiltrated, or we are acting naughty, or we're running amok. But most of us, she's happy that we're here and that we brought our light. We have God coming forth. God has channeled this message in regards to how far along we've come into the 5D on Earth. And we're talking a little bit about now, and then we'll channel a little bit of what's coming. Okay? So, the world is topsy-turvy, and I am attempting to keep it balanced with my energy alongside deepening my reach further into the dimension in order to lift each of you up out of this heaviness, darkness, lower vibrational frequencies. So it was all fine and dandy when maybe God was more on the perimeter, but now God is coming in deeper now. And so the energy that's always been here on Earth running amok and that's been heavy is now acting up, fighting, trying to fight back, etc. Right? And so as God comes in deeper into us, into the earth and everything here, things are going to change greatly. So then God gives me a visual of people reaching up to God with their hands straight up or straight out, wherever you want to put it. God's not only up, God's everywhere. So, but the visual is you can put your hand out to God, talk to God, pray to God, complain to God, write it down, think it, or say it out loud. And the message here is, if you reach out to God, then know that you should reach out to me, for I will come. In the days ahead, you can expect more turning energetically as my light does battle with the heavy, darker energy forces here attempting to maintain control of the humans with whom they manage and control, and in other ways. So God is stepping up to the plate, doing battle with these energies that are attempting control, okay? Or enslavement is another word that I'm getting. So you can't win with God, okay? God will win. God will win every time, hands down. And so the other thing that I'm getting here is the reason why God is stepping forward at this time is because these evildoers, if you will, the energies on earth wish to enslave us further. And we've done this before, this timeline loop. And the souls that got ensnared in this with the digital ID and digital currency, 15-minute cities, UBI, because AI is going to take over most of the jobs, including robotics. So robotics, AI taking over most of the jobs. So if you don't have any money in, there's no more of a capitalist system, right? So you get enslaved. And that's what's coming. And so with this being said, God knows this loop all too well, and he hears the cries of the souls that got ensnared in this loop on the other versions of Earth, and will not allow it to continue in this version. So remember, it's not just about going through life, okay? It's also about asking for help, talking to God, complaining. And when you complain, you're handing it over into the light, so that you don't carry it. It's way better to do it that way than carry it every single day of your life. All right? And of course, you can also ask God for help on behalf of other people that you know if you feel they need help too. I will not allow them to run amok here on my planet. They do not have much time left. And when the quickening comes for the last of them, they will flee. So at the last moment, many of these energies are going to flee the planet and try and get away. And then they will be sought out. So they'll try to run and flee, but they will be sought out. And I have heard Jesus say that Jesus will go off after them as well. So they're not getting away. Their time is limited. And so they will act amok. I see a football game. I see a field, and they're running the same plays over and over. So they've been doing the same thing over and over. Nobody's noticed. Now we're noticing. But they keep playing the same plays. So know this. There is nothing that can stop me from taking back Earth into my embrace and into my light. This is a question that God wants me to ask and then channel on camera. How are we doing here on Earth moving into the 5D? So here's that question. How are we doing? I get this. Some days are better. Some days are not. Some people have their heads in the sand like an ostrich. And with that, so be it. They are turning their attention where they wish it to be. So it's a roller coaster ride for right now until I smooth things out here on Earth. But there will be disturbances, there will be disruptions, there will be acting up. But as far as humanity is concerned, as far as us and how we are doing moving forward here on Earth and moving into the 5D, it's a roller coaster. For some, they are able to meditate each day. Maybe he's showing me a Buddhist monk in a cave somewhere. They're going to do far better alone and focused in my light, in pure bliss. Whereas others are entrenched, ensnared, within their own thoughts, worries, fears, and the worries and fears of others that they watch online, on TV, in their own personal lives. And so I say to this, stay focused on your lane. Stay focused in the light and allow me to envelop you and allow you to step forward, move forward in my light, repelling the heaviness outside of you. So here's another message. We are doing as good as expected when faced with the control interface or intermodel that's happening here. So we're doing as good as we can with what we are facing with this control. These evil doers are attempting to put forth on each of you with these digital IDs and so many other things planned for the human race. This is a time of battle. Even if they get their way, it will only last for so long before I neutralize them and each of you and the planet herself. Now, does everybody know what neutralize means? It's just like Star Wars with your laser beams. I'm joking, that's me. Neutralization is when we get bombarded with so much light coming from source frequency, God, light and love, universal oneness, that you cannot hold a low vibrational thought, that it's difficult for you to keep going and trudging in the same steps that you once did. So you'll all of a sudden you'll feel what others feel. You'll have more empathy. You will become more sensitive, more empathic. You won't be able to get away with the things that you once did. And so, as things move forward, this is what's happening, is God is bringing a deeper bombardment of light that is neutralizing the planet, us, and all of the inhabitants here. So if we looked at some of our pets, a lot of them don't need neutralization. They're pretty steady for the most part. Animals are probably doing way better than all of us. Trees, they need more clearing at times as they take in the heaviness and try to neutralize it themselves. So they might need some clearing. But as far as like being neutralized, trees don't really need as much, or nature, flowers aren't going to need the neutralization. Humans need the neutralization. So if you have someone in your workplace or your own thoughts, or you have something happening in your life, you can ask for neutralization of those individuals, for it is your free will of how they are affecting you, and you can ask for neutralization. So you'll find that they just kind of leave and they don't talk to you anymore, or they leave the job, or you just never see them, or they're all of a sudden more positive in nature when they come and talk with you. We're not all going to be singing Kumbaya, arm in arm, kicking our heels up and frolicking through the forest together, although some of us might want to. However, by asking for neutralization and also knowing that I am neutralizing the planet, it's important for you to be aware of this so that you can then step forward and ask for this. A bombardment of high vibrational frequency. When you're sitting meditating and you're saying a mantra, it took me several years to realize. When I was saying the mantra, my crown chakra was opening and this light was coming in very slowly through my crown chakra, and it was permeating down through my brain and then coming slowly down through the rest of my body. But it was my brain that it was mainly focusing on. And it came to my realization, what is this energy? It's God neutralizing my brain while I'm meditating. And then what would happen is I wouldn't worry or stress as much. I wouldn't overthink things. I wouldn't have a lot of thoughts that went off here, there, and everywhere. And so you'll find that if you can meditate, and you would like to do transcendental meditation in particular, boy, oh boy, you will feel a connection with this energy just coming in through your chakras and helping to quiet the mind a bit so that you're not over-engaged or overthinking or your thoughts popping all over the place, and you have more high vibrational thoughts, more high vibrational frequency. And that is God's way of neutralizing us while we meditate. I'm looking at a target, and God is looking at the target on earth, but the target keeps moving. But God is looking to send its light to the target. And the target is the low vibrational energies that run amok here on earth. They're trying to run away or hide or move too fast that God won't be able to neutralize them. But guess what? They can't hide for long. God's also working through others, those in charge, those in power now. And one person, one city, one state, one country at a time, God will spread its light, his light, through each of you, one after another. First, we start with the USA. I'm also seeing branching out into Canada, and then we will go and focus on each preferred Western country first, and then as we move forth, one after the other. And they don't like this. They don't like this because they've been used to getting their way, their corrupt way. They have strayed far from the light. They have strayed far from their own light and love, their own intuition, their own internal guidance systems. But that's okay, because everything comes back into balance one way or the other. And so Earth clearly has come out of balance and is now coming back into balance. And we will move forth. And again, I'm seeing this image of The Last Mimsy. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie. In the very beginning of the movie, they're sitting telepathically communicating with each other, and it's very pleasant, and there's these wildflowers everywhere, and it's so beautiful, and the earth is so clean, and everyone's so happy. Now, is it going to be just so all the time? Not always. There will still be some contrast here, but it will be far better than where we are now. God wants to thank each of us for trusting in the light to bring things back around into balance, to neutralize the energy that is here, and know that you are always heard. Sometimes what you are requesting will take a little bit longer time, or it will come in, the help will come in a way in which you have not thought of or anticipated yet. So be aware that help can come in ways in which maybe we haven't even thought of. And so just be open to receiving the help in any which way it comes, and know that if things have gone astray or they're not working out for you the way that you would like them to, they will circle back around and bring it in another way. So if it doesn't work out this way, God will bring it in another way or another way, but it will never stop. It will never give up, and it will never back down until it is calibrated, rebalanced, fixed, put right. I've noticed that in my own life. God will come in, the angels will come in, and it'll get fixed or repaired or rebalanced, whatever problems I'm having, and they won't stop until. It just keeps coming in until. And if you're saying, well, that doesn't happen to me, then I would say, where is your thoughts? Where is your mind? Are you, woe is me, the glass is half empty, oh, I'm a pessimist, not an optimist? Are you complaining a lot? Are you having a lot of low vibration? Because that's putting up this energy, okay? It's not going to stop them, but the best thing you can do is just relax, go have a tea, watch a funny movie, dance to some music, go out for a walk, take your mind off it, try to move into more of a, if you can't be positive, that's okay. Just at least be neutral. Go lay out in the grass, go put your back up against a tree, let the tree's energy start helping you. Okay, and you'll feel it enter your body through the top of your head and through the middle of your back, usually. So just take your mind and your attention off. And that just helps God long enough to get out of your own way so God and the angels can help you. Besides aligning ourselves with God and Jesus, what else can we do to help? It's really an inside game. It's inside of us. It's inside of our thoughts. It's our frequency. And God's just showing me like doing things that we enjoy, doing things that make us laugh, that uplift us, being around people that help us uplift our frequency. Animals are, of course it's you, Holly, that this is coming through. Animals, pets are definitely a huge uplifting factor in our lives. Just going and doing fun activities maybe we haven't done before. Trying new things. So when you have that fresh new perspective when you're doing something that you haven't done before, this is bringing out a lot of your inner child, and it's also bringing out excitement and anticipation. It's, something fun. So you create the fun. You create the moments. Helping other people. Okay, it's very rewarding and helpful. And it creates a lot of joy and happiness. And this is also very important. And what goes out comes back in. You send it out, and then it comes right back in. I remember hearing, I can't remember who was saying it to me. I think it was Jesus. That I'll be greatly celebrated when I walk the halls of heaven, when I cross over. And I said, listen, I don't need a huge celebration. If anything, what I really want is one of those rest chambers for a while where I can have a good long rest after this lifetime. I am with each of you in your hearts. Our DNA strands are going to get really activated with many light blasts to come. So we do have a light blast coming up, and I am going to talk about that on November 1st. And when we get blasted with this incoming light, this one's going to be a big one, but there are others to come, and they will increase in intensity as each one goes by. So get ready for more of this, okay? So we need to ground our energy often. If we're inside all the time, we're on our electronics and we're feeling lightheaded and heart palps, it's going to tell you need to go outside, ground your energy, anchor to the earth. So always in our hearts, soon to be building in our DNA strands. So this DNA strand that God's showing me within us, being activated and worked on, is kind of like a last ditch effort. It's like if things got carried away too far on Earth, these DNA strands activated within us is the way to counteract when things have gone too far. So things are about to go too far here on Earth, and the activation of these DNA strands is what will counteract that, help us, free us, get us out of this. This is a fail-safe. Thank you. It's a fail-safe. So this will ensure our safety, ensure the lineage of light to flourish here on Earth much longer, rather than being ensnared, controlled, and manipulated. Reminder, if you'd like to sign up for the Healing with Jesus, that's coming up on October 19th for $33. It'll be recorded and emailed to you. Love you guys. I will see you next week. Bye.